Today, we're going to talk about tea and why some of what you may consider tea may not actually be tea. What do I mean by that? True tea comes from the Camellia sinensis plant. This is a plant that's widely distributed around Asia and is typically pruned to waist high so that people can pluck the leaves, or they'll use a machine to lawn mow the leaves off of it. And from these leaves, tea producers can make 6 different types of tea: green tea, yellow tea, white tea, oolong tea, black tea, and fermented teas. These teas have an amazing breadth of flavors. And arguably, from the tea plant, you can get a broader range of flavors than you can from wine grapes or coffee. I know that's a strong statement, but just come with me on this journey. I'll show you what's up. Things that don't come from that plant that we call tea aren't true teas. And I'm talking about hibiscus, rooibos, lemongrass, chamomile. These are herbs that we infuse in hot water. We can call them herbal infusions, herbal teas if we want to stretch it a little bit, or tisanes. And these, they're great. Nothing against them. I am not a tea snob. I do not like tea snobbery one little bit. But my goal here is to show you the amazing breadth of flavors you can get from this one plant. Before we talk about other plants, before we add flavors to it, before we grind it up and make things out of it, let's just start with the tea plant in its most basic sense and the tea products that we can make from it. There are lifetimes of products and different tea styles we can try if we just start there. And that's a journey that I went on. I started 20 years ago. I've been studying tea and writing about tea and teaching tea. It's been an amazing journey. I'm learning more every single day. I've had some of the most amazing teas in the world that just kind of knock my socks off. And I've helped a lot of people demystify tea. There's a lot of mystique marketing in the tea world today. There are a lot of people that are considering teas rare when they're actually not, or they're renaming famous teas and calling them something crazy, or they're adding flavors to it and drastically changing that original product. I'm not here to complain about that. There's just so much there. There's such a rich history and culture behind tea. And my goal in this series is going to be to break it down. We're going to be in my kitchen. We're just going to use simple tea steeping devices. We're going to talk about what happens when you put these leaves in water, what's going on in your cup, how to get the best flavors out of it. It's not complicated. And I'm going to completely try to demystify it for you and hopefully create another tea nerd in the world, just like me and my family. Let's just go back to this tea plant. So the tea plant it's Camellia sinensis, makes these 6 categories of tea, and inside each category are like thousands of styles of tea. This plant is grown all over Asia. The top 5 tea producers are China. Of course, they started everything. But we also have India, Kenya, Sri Lanka, and Vietnam. They round out the top 5 for tea production. In China alone, there are just thousands of different tea products. In India, you've got the beauty of Darjeeling. You've got Assam teas. In Sri Lanka, you have all the different areas that produce drastically different teas there as well. And the same with Vietnam. Vietnam has an amazing tea culture and history. And we'll touch on that a little bit, but I really just want to start with the basics and go through what the broken down little pieces that you need to understand to make a good cup of tea are. And we'll talk about how to steep it using stuff you have in your kitchen. It doesn't have to be difficult. Again, this is all about simplicity here. Back to the original question that I had you asking in the beginning of the video. Are you drinking things and calling them tea and it's not truly tea? If you are, no big deal. Not the tea police isn't going to come after you. I'm just trying to open up your mind to this entirely other world of just true teas and the depth and breadth of that world. I think it's beautiful, and I think that there's just a lot to learn there. So regardless of what your favorite things are today, maybe it's a black tea bag with some milk and sugar, maybe it's a bottle of Snapple or some other ready to drink off the shelf bottle of tea. Great. Not here to say that's wrong, not here to say that's bad. It's probably delicious, and that's why you like it, right? But I'm just here to open your eyes to what else is out there. So you can understand that, where it starts and how these different products are made around the world. When I say around the world, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that globally, tea is second to water. In the US, it's somewhere in the top 10. We're not a tea drinking nation for many reasons, and that's a totally different topic. I believe coffee's way ahead of tea in the US, but maybe we'll start something here, right? So join me on this journey and hit subscribe. Thank you so much and have a great day.